Okay, so this particular structures and unions both are said to be as an derived data type. Okay, so derived data types means here it is used for storing the data, right? So whenever we are talking about array, okay, array is used for storing n number of data, yes or no? So array is nothing but what? It is a collection of data of homogeneous data type. Okay, for example, if I have taken int a of some 10, okay, if I have declared like this, okay, a is nothing but my array, okay, and my particular a array can hold 10 elements, okay, so 10 elements, okay, that means int is holding 2 bytes of memory, that means 2 into 10, 20 memory allocations will be allocated, okay. So we are specifying arrays are nothing but collection of data of same data type. As I have declared int, so all integer type of data will be stored here in array. Okay, if I have declared my array as char, okay, then what happens? Char, for example, if you want to write your name, we will be taking that particular array name as name and we will be specifying some minimum size as 20 or 30. So basically by default, we will be having 26 characters you can give as an input for specifying any name. So by default, we are taking that particular size as 30. That means I can insert only 30 characters into my array name of type char. That means only characters only I can insert. That means alphabet I need to insert. That means either I can insert uppercase letters or I can insert lowercase letters. Okay, so in the same way, each and every array is used for storing only the homogeneous data. It is not holding any heterogeneous data. So that is one of the drawbacks you can specify here for this particular array. So to overcome that one, here we are making use of structures and unions. Okay, so this particular structures and unions are nothing but it is a collection of data of heterogeneous. Okay, we will be specifying that one as collection of data of heterogeneous elements. That is, in one particular structure or union, I can store integer type of data, character type of data, and float type of data. So these three different kinds of data I can store in single variable. Okay, in order to store them, we will be making use of this particular structures as well as unions. Okay, so structures and unions are nothing but they are the collection of data of different data types. Simplest way lo మీరు స్పెసిఫై చేయొచ్చు అనేసానంటే it is specified as collection of data of different data types. Okay, this is also same. It is also a collection of data of different data types. Or you can specify that one as heterogeneous data. Collection of data of heterogeneous collection of heterogeneous data. Okay, collection of data of heterogeneous. That means we are storing the different data types. We are storing the data of different data types. Either you can use the word collection of heterogeneous data or you can simply specify that one as it is a collection of data of different data types. Okay, that is the first point that you have to keep in mind. Coming to the second point, every time the structure should start with a struct keyword. Okay, in the previously we have seen there are 32 keywords, right? So under 32 keywords, we will be having this particular struct as a keyword there. So whenever you want to declare any structure, we will be declaring a structure by making use of struct keyword. Okay, struct keyword. Then after that, you need to specify name of the structure. So we will be specifying structure name. Struct space structure name. Okay, then it should start with opening flower braces and it should be terminated with closing flower braces. Okay, and till now you have not used any semicolon after closing flower braces, right? But coming to the declaration of your structure, okay, whenever you want to define any structure, okay, so we will be using this particular structure keyword followed with the structure name. Then it should start with opening flower braces and it should be terminated with closing flower braces, and after closing. So in between this opening and closing flower braces, we will be specifying the different kind of members of that particular structure. So members of that particular structure means, for example, if I want to create a structure of student, okay, the student will be consisting of student ID, student name, student marks. ID will be of type int, name will be of type char, and marks will be of type post. Yes or no? So that means I am using collection of data of different data types. That means I am collecting the heterogeneous data and placing that particular data in only one particular structure. So that particular members should be specified here in between the opening and closing flower braces. So that's what we will be having. The first one as data type, okay, member name, member 1. Then terminate with semicolon. Data type, member 1. Next, second one. Data type, member 2. So on to data type, member n. Like that. How many members you want to define? Okay, that many members we will be defining in between this opening and closing flower braces. Okay, so the data type indicates that whether it can be the integer type or character type or floating type. Okay, so that's what we will be making use of either int, char, float, long, double, like that. So based upon your conditions, which one you want to specify that particular data type. After that, specify the name of that particular member. Okay, so these all are said to be as the members of your structure. Okay, don't specify them as a variable. Okay, previously before using this particular structures, if you are declaring any variable, okay, then you will be specifying that one as declaration of the variable, right? But here we won't be specifying them as a variable, but we will be specifying them as a members of that particular structure. Okay, so this is the basic syntax you need to follow in order to define a structure. Okay, so that's what we will be specifying, the syntax of structure definition. Okay, this is the basic syntax that you need to follow in order to define one particular structure. You are not defining any structure variable, but you are defining the structure. That particular structure is defined by making use of structure keyword, then followed with the structure name, then starts with opening flower braces, then followed with the data type member 1, terminated with semicolon, then data type member 2, terminate with semicolon, then data type member 3, semicolon, like that. How many members you want to give? Specify all the particular members and then you need to terminate with semicolon. Okay, so that's what we are specifying here, data type member 1, data type member 2, so on to data type member n. Okay, so after completion of specification of this particular member, then terminate this particular structure by making use of closing flower braces, and then finally it should be terminated with semicolon. So this structure is used for defining one particular structure. Okay, so for example, we first will write the example of this particular structure. Okay, so example of the structure, if I want to take for the student, I'll be writing that one as struct. Okay, it should start with the struct keyword, then structure name. So the structure name I'm taking as student. So I'll be writing struct student. Then start with the opening flower braces. Okay, what is the structure? Structure is nothing but it is a collection of data of different data types. So that's what are the different properties that particular student will be having. All that particular properties are said to be as a member of that particular structure. So if I'm talking about the student will be consisting of student roll number, right? The roll number I'll be taking that one as ID. Okay, student ID. Next, we will be having name. So I'll be taking char name of size 30. That means in the structure I am making use of arrays. So whenever I am using an array in the structure, then we will be specifying that one as array of structures. Okay. Then after that, if I want to specify the marks of the student, then I'll be taking that one as float marks. Or if I want to specify height and weight of the student, okay, I will be specifying float height, float weight. Okay, if I want to give the mobile phone, okay, no cellular phone data, then I'll be using number, right? So then I'll be specifying in phone number, like that. Okay, but every time it should be each and every member will be terminated with the semicolon. So ID is member 1, name is member 2, marks is member 3. Okay, then close with closing cover braces, and it should be terminated with a semicolon. Okay, this is one of the example of definition of declaration of one particular structure definition. Okay, just we have declared one particular structure of 5 student. Okay, the student యొక్క structure ni manamu create చేసాము. So how much amount of memory will be allocated for this particular structure means first int. Okay, int will be holding 2 bytes of memory. Okay, then char is having only 1 byte of memory, but I have declared here the size as 30. So here it will be allocating 30 bytes of memory. 30 bytes of memory will be allocated for name. Okay, then float mark. So float will be holding how many bytes of memory? 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so total one particular structure will be holding around 36 bytes of memory. Okay, now 36 bytes of memory will be allocated for one particular student. Okay, so but whenever you are talking about the array, it will be holding only how much amount of memory we are allocating. That means if I declare one array as int, okay, only 2 bytes of memory will be allocated. Okay, if I have taken an array, if I have declared an array with char and if I have specified of size some 20, only 20 memory allocations will be allocated, and within the 20 memory allocations only 20 characters can be given as an input. 19 characters will be given as an input, and at the end we will be including null character. Okay, the last space is used for storing the null character. Okay, so totally 36 bytes of memory will be allocated for this particular student. Okay, and if I want to create one particular structure for employee, okay, at that particular point of view, I'll be writing that one as struct followed with employee. Okay, then opening cover braces, then I'll be specifying int employee ID, okay, EID, okay, employee ID, then char name, what is the name of that particular employee, okay, then we will be specifying the salary of that particular employee. So salary will be specified as float salary. Then close the flower braces, terminate with semicolon. Okay, this is another example. This is the first example you can specify for defining a structure for a student, and this is about the definition of the employee structure. Okay, so we are creating an employee structure. Okay, it should start with the structure keyword followed with name of the structure, then open braces, then specify the different kind of members with their own data type. Okay, so data type member 1, data type member 2, data type member 3. So what are the 3 members I have taken? 3 members are nothing but EID, name and salary. Okay, so ID is defined with int, name is defined with char, and salary is defined with float. Okay, so these 3 are said to be as the members of the structure employee. Okay, so for this one also, how many same 36 bytes of memory will be allocated? So in each and every Memory allocation, if I am allocated 2 bytes, within the 2 bytes of memory, employee ID will be stored. Within 30 bytes of memory, the name will be stored. And within 4 bytes of memory, the salary will be stored. Okay, this is about the definition of the structure. That means you are declaring only a structure. Okay, next we'll see about the declaration of structure variables. Okay, na? ఈ ప్రాపర్టీస్ అనేవి ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ఎంప్లాయీకి షేర్ అవుతాయి. ఓకేనా, ఈ ప్రాపర్టీస్ అనేవి ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ స్టూడెంట్ కి షేర్ అవుతాయి. రైట్, సో దాట్స్ వాట్ యూ నీడ్ టు నో హౌ టు డిక్లేర్ ఏ స్ట్రక్చర్ వేరియబుల్. ఓకే, సో ద స్ట్రక్చర్ వేరియబుల్ విల్ బి డిక్లేర్డ్ declaration of structure variable. If I want to declare a structure variable, okay, first I need to specify struct, then I need to specify name of the structure, and then I need to specify how many variables I want to use. So the basic syntax that you are going to follow for declaration of the structure is, first it should start with the struct keyword, then specify the structure name, then specify the structure variable 1, structure variable 2, so on to structure variable n. This is the basic syntax that you are going to follow for defining any structure variable. That means if I want to define the structure variable of employee, okay, then I will be defining that one as struct. My structure name is employee, so I will be writing here employee, okay, and variables. In each and every organization, we will be having n number of employees, right? So, but basically, we will be taking either 1 or 2 variables. Okay, so then I will be specifying that one as E1, E2. E1, E2 specifies employee 1 and employee 2. So here E1, E2 are said to be as the structure variables. Variable. Okay, this is the way how we are going to declare one particular structure variable. Okay, the declaration that we are using for defining the structure variables are struct followed with structure name, then specify the variable list. Okay, and every time the variable list should be separated with the comma operator, and finally it should be terminated with the semicolon. Okay, so that's what one example I have taken here as struct employee E1, E2. If I want to create the same thing for the student, I'll be writing that one as struct student, okay, S1 comma S2 so on to Sn semicolon. So S1 indicates first student, S2 indicates second student, S3 indicates third student. Okay, this is the one of the way of declaring the structure variables. Okay, and we can also in the second method also. What is the second method means? Specify same structure. Okay, na? Structure అయిపోయిన తర్వాత just remove semicolon and directly specify S1, S2, so on to Sn semicolon. First structure definition ఇవ్వాలి. Definition ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత you need to specify the structure variables, either S1, S2, S3 or so on to Sn. Okay, for example, if I am taking only 2 students, then I will be specifying that one as S1, same structure definition istanu. Okay, na? Then pakkane I will be representing the structure variables S1, S2, semicolon. This is the one way. Either you can use this method or you can use this method. Okay, so employees మనం ఏమి ఇచ్చాము, struct employee E1, E2 semicolon అన్నాం. That is the declaration of the structure variables. In the similar way, I can declare in second method also. Okay, what is the second method means? Declare for this one is direct write struct, then specify employee. Okay, start. Okay, for each and every employee will be having ID. So ID of type int. So I'll be specifying that one as EID. Then char name of size 30. Okay, then float salary. Then close. Close అయిపోయిన తర్వాత I need to specify the employee variables. What are the employee variables I am having? I have declared only 2 employee variables. So I'll be writing here directly E1 comma E2 semicolon. This is the second method of declaring the structure variables. ఫస్ట్ ఇచ్చింది ఏంటి? ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ వేరియబుల్స్ లేకుండా సెమికాలన్ పెట్టేసాము అంటే దాన్ని స్ట్రక్చర్ డెఫినిషన్ అంటాం. ఓకేనా? స్ట్రక్చర్ డెఫినిషన్ తర్వాత E1, E2, E3 అని స్పెసిఫై చేసాం అనుకోండి, దే ఆర్ సెడ్ టు బి యాజ్ ద structure variables. Either you can use this particular first method or you can use this second method according to your convenience. Which one you want to write, you can use that one. Okay, this is about the structure definition and structure declaration. Okay na? So structures ni declare chesamu, variables ni declare chesamu. Now I need to access that particular members of the structure. What are the members of the structure? ID, name and salary. So in order to access that particular members of the structure, okay, we will be making use of dot operator or pointer operator, arrow. Okay, so member selection dot is said to be as member selection operator. Okay, member selection operator or arrow. Arrow is said to be as pointer operator. Okay, so instead of going for that one, just we will be making use of member selection operator, that is dot operator. So how we will be accessing that particular member means, first employee will be sharing the details of ID, name and salary. So in order to access the first value, I will be specifying that one as E1 dot EID. E1 dot EID indicates that first employee ID. So first employee name I want to access. Then I'll be using E1 dot name. Okay. Third variable if I want to access, then I'll be using E1 dot salary. Okay. Like this, we will be accessing the members of the structure. So accessing the members of structure. Okay, so second employee values in access cheyali. Then I will be writing that one as E2 dot EID, E2 dot name, next E2 dot salary. That is about the second employee details. Okay, in the same way student ivalanukodi, S1 dot ID, S1 dot name, S1 dot marks. Okay, second student data ni nenu access cheyali. At that particular point of view, I will be writing S2 dot ID, S2 dot name, S2 dot marks. Like that we will be accessing. Okay, this is the way how we are going to access the members of that particular structure. Okay, so function definition అయిపోయింది, variable declaration అయిపోయింది, how to access the member of the structures we have finished. So now we will try to write one particular program how to access this particular members of that particular structure. Okay. I can give input to this particular structure variable directly in the declaration part. Okay. So how I will be giving me struct employee is equals to, okay, first thing is employee ID annan kada some 101, then name some Mike. So every time string should be enclosed in double quotation, then some salary. Like this, I will be giving the values, assigning values to the structure variables. Okay, struct employee, ఒకవేళ E1 అని ఇవ్వాలి అనుకో, E1 is equals to second employee values ఇవ్వాలి. Then I'll be specifying that one as struct employee E2 is equals to some 110, some John, then some salary. Like this, we'll be giving the input. Okay, so this 101 indicates E1 dot ID. Okay, then this might indicate that E1 dot name. This 78,000 indicates that E1 dot salary. And the employee 1 dot salary is 80,000. Employee ID is 101. E1 dot name is equals to Mike. Is this clear to everyone? In the same way, we'll be writing for the student also. Student ID and మనం ఏం తీసుకున్నాము S1 కదా. So I'll be writing that one as struct student S1 is equals to what values ID kada, some ID you give. Okay, 851. Okay, name some ABC, whatever the name you want you take, and marks. So 500 out of 500. Okay, out of 600 he got some marks 500. Okay, so it is the S1 dot ID is 855, S1 dot name is equals to ABC, S1 dot marks is equals to 500. In the same way, if I want to access for the second student, S2, then I'll be writing that one as struct student S2 is equals to some 901, some XYZ, okay, some 450. This is about the declaration and initialization of the structure variables. Okay, I have declared and initialized two different structure, employee variables E1 and E2, and here two student variables S1, S2, and I have assigned that particular value. This is the way how you are going to access the members of that particular structure. Okay, and how you are going to declare and initialize the structure variable. This indicates about the declaration and initialization of, we are both declaring both initialization of structure variables. We are declaring the structure variables as well as initializing the structure variables. I have declared two different employee structure variables and initialize the value, and I have declared two different student structures and assigned that particular initialized values to that particular student. Okay, in this way we are going to access them. Okay, so union and number. Union is also similar to structure. Okay, but only difference ఏంటి అని అంటే స్ట్రక్చర్ లో వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఒక్కొక్క మెంబర్ కి ఒక్కొక్క బైట్ ని అలోకేట్ చేస్తున్నాం. int అంటే 2 bytes ఆఫ్ మెమరీ, క్యారెక్టర్ అంటే 5 ని 30 ఇచ్చాను కాబట్టి 30 bytes ఆఫ్ మెమరీ, ఫ్లోట్ అని అంటే 4 bytes ఆఫ్ మెమరీ కాబట్టి 4 bytes. టోటల్ 36 bytes ఆఫ్ మెమరీ అనేది ఎక్కడ అలోకేట్ అవుతుంది స్ట్రక్చర్ లో. But coming to the union, it won't be allocating that much amount of memory. But here it will be searching for the highest data type, highest memory allocation ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ highest memory allocation ని search చేస్తుంది. Which one it found that is the highest memory allocation? Highest memory allocation ekkada 30 bytes. CAD is holding 30 bytes of memory. So it will be allocating only 30 bytes. Okay. So here instead of struct, just you will be specifying union. Same programs you can write for structure as well as union. If you are using struct keyword in the definition of any structure or union, we need to use union. If you are declaring structure means you need to use struct keyword. If you are declaring union means you need to use union keyword. Okay na? So the main difference is only the memory allocation. Structure లో ఎన్ని డేటా టైప్స్ ని మీరు డిక్లేర్ చేస్తారో, ఎన్ని మెంబర్స్ ని డిక్లేర్ చేస్తారో అంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ మెమరీ అనేది అలోకేట్ అవుతుంది. బట్ కమింగ్ టు ది యూనియన్, వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్, ఇట్ విల్ బి సర్చింగ్ ఫర్ ద హైయెస్ట్ మెమరీ అలోకేషన్. ఏ డేటా టైప్ అయితే ఎక్కువగా మెమరీ అలోకేట్ అయ్యిందో ఆ డేటా టైప్ ని తీసుకొని అంత అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ మెమరీ అలోకేట్ చేసి విత్ ఇన్ దాట్ వన్ ఓన్లీ ఇట్ విల్ బి ట్రై టు యూజ్ ఆల్ ద వేరియబుల్స్ డేటా. Okay, so a variable at a time, it can't use all variables at a time. But coming to the structure, it can use all variables at a time. Why means each and every variable is holding their own data type. But coming to union, it is not. Okay, it will be searching for the highest memory allocation. So a highest memory allocation, only one variable will be accessed at a time. So, after remaining variables same outundi, that particular remaining variables will be holding the garbage value. Okay, so one member అయిపోయిన తర్వాత then it will be accessing the second member అయిపోయిన తర్వాత then it will be accessing the third member. That is the main difference between the structure and union. Same, ఓకేనా? ఏంటి స్ట్రక్చర్ డెఫినేషన్ ఎలా డిక్లేర్ చేస్తామో అలాగే యూనియన్ డెఫినేషన్ డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాము. ఓన్లీ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి అని అంటే ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ యూజింగ్ స్ట్రక్ట్ విల్ బి యూజింగ్ ద యూనియన్ కీవర్డ్. సో అప్పుడు ఏం రాస్తాము సింటాక్స్ అంటే యూనియన్ నేమ్ ఫాలోడ్ విత్ ఓపెనింగ్ ఫ్లవర్ బ్రేసెస్, data type member 1 semicolon, data type member 2 semicolon, data type member 3 semicolon, so on to data type n, okay, member n semicolon. Finally, terminate it with closing flower braces and put semicolon. Okay, that is about the union definition. Okay, I'll write that one once again. ఎట్లా చేస్తాము సింటాక్స్ ఆఫ్ యూనియన్ డెఫినిషన్. ఓకే, ఒక యూనియన్ ని డిఫైన్ చేయాలి అని అంటే ఫస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు రైట్ ద యూనియన్ కీవర్డ్, దెన్ స్పెసిఫై యూనియన్ నేమ్, then start with opening flower braces, then specify data type member 1 semicolon, data type member 2 semicolon, so on to data type member and semicolon. Close the flower braces and terminate with semicolon. This is the basic syntax that you are going to follow for defining one particular union. So, one of the example I have taken that one as defining the union for student. Okay, so union name is student, start with opening flower braces, specify first member. Okay, first member should be specified with the data type. So, I have given int type, int id, char name of size 30, then float mark. Okay, then finally terminate that one with semicolon. This is the example of definition of this particular union. So, total how many bytes of memory will be allocated means, here it will be finding for the highest memory allocation. So, int is holding 4 bytes, 2 bytes, char 1 byte, float 4 bytes. So, directly ఏమంటాము 4 bytes of memory అని అంటాము. So, 4 bytes of memory అంటాము, but char లో ఏంటి memory allocations ఎన్ని 30 ఉన్నాయి. So, 30 bytes of memory will be allocated for char. This is the highest memory allocation in this particular union. So, within that 30 memory allocation, whatever the data you are taking, all the particular data will be stored there and accessed there. Okay, and how you are declaring the structure variables? In the similar way, the union variables also declared. So, I'll be putting here only directly union S1, US2. US1 indicates union student 1, US2. Okay, later one and direct you can take that particular structure variable. Variables as union variables as S1, comma S2 semicolon. Like that. How many variables you want to take? You can take them. Okay, that is the way how we are going to declare. So, syntax వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఏముంటుంది? Just remove this one and specify here union variable 1, comma union variable 2, so on to union variable n semicolon. Okay, that is the way. And inco method lo em cheyochu? The second method, you can do the declaration of that specify like this. Okay, union name, next union variable 1. comma, union variable 2. So on to union variable n, semicolon. This is the second method. దానికి మీరు వాల్యూస్ ఇనిషియలైజ్ చేయాలి అనుకోండి. Then use union, okay, union name, then you v1 values ఇవ్వాలి మీరు. So I'll be writing that particular variable 1 values. It is some 101, some xyz, some marks. So only difference ఏంటి యూనియన్ అని యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఇక నేను స్టూడెంట్ కి రాశాను కదా, the name will be what here, student. And u variable 1 what are taken, yes1. So I'll be writing yes1. That's it. This is the way how we are going to access the members of the union variable. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, we'll write one particular program how to access and how to print the structure and union variables. Hash include stdio.h. Okay, then what int main. Okay, so before going to int main, first here itself we will declare the structure variables. Okay. Okay, structure. For example, I am writing to display the student details. Okay, structure student start int id char name. Okay, float mark. Okay, and I will be declaring the variables here only, s1. Okay, only first variable, only one variable is used for the. Okay, so first declaration is completed. I am declaring this one in global declaration. Then I will be writing the main function, int main. I will be initializing the particular values. Okay, so I will be writing here struct student s1 is equals to, I'll be giving that particular value, some 101, name, mic, okay, and marks some 500. I have initialized that value. I want to print the values. So in order to print them, I'll be writing printf name is equals to %s/n. Okay, I'll be specifying s1 dot name. Name అనేది ఏం ఇచ్చాను, లోవర్ కేస్ కదా, సో I'll be writing s1 dot name. Okay, in the same way I want to print marks or id, so I'll be writing printf id is equals to %d/n. Okay, s1 dot id close. So id ni print chesanu, name ni print chesanu. I need to print the marks, so I'll be writing that one as printf marks is equals to %f. Okay, as I have declared float, I am using %f format specifier. id ki int అని ఇచ్చాను కాబట్టి I have taken that one as %d format specifier. Okay, for name I have given as char, but I am taking mic. Mic is nothing but string, right? So that's what I am directly specifying, the format specifier %yes. Okay, so I'll be specifying here s1 dot mark. Close. Int ni use చేశాను కాబట్టి I'll be writing return 0. This is the basic example program that you are going to write for printing the student details. Okay, printing the student details. Write a program to print the student details. In order to print the student details, by making use of structure, I am writing that one. First, I am defining the student structure with 3 members, that is ID, name, and marks. ID of type int, name of type char, and marks of type float. So, and I have declared only one structure variable, S1. Okay, so that's what I am assigning that values. Okay, so struct student S1 is equals to give some particular values. Then I trying to print that value. This is the one method you can do. Okay, then initialization do. Directly I want to read by making use of scanf function. Then write scanf function. Remove this particular path and specify scanf. Okay, percentile D, percentile yes, percentile yes. Then close that format specifier. Etla rastaru like this. Scanf, percentile D, percentile yes, percentile yes. Then close. Percentile D is used for what? Taking the input of ID. So specify that one as S1 dot ID, comma, name kada S1 dot name. Then specify S1 dot marks. Then close. Okay, na? Eppadaithe scanf use chestaro, don't write this one. This one will be the comment line. Then read. Printf enter the values of the student, first student details. Then read them. Then print them. Okay, na? So read annanu kabatti I have to use here ampersand operator in the scanf function. If I want to print, just use in the place of scanf, just I'll be writing that one as printf, percentile D, percentile yes, percentile yes. Same thing. Remove this ampersand, just to write S1 ID, S1 dot name, comma, S1 dot mark. Close. Okay, this is the way how you are going to read by making use of scanf function, and this is the statement. Okay, by using this statement, you can print the details of that particular student in this structure. Okay, in 2 different ways you can do. Okay, and same program I can write for the unions also. How am I going to write for the unions? Means just in the place of struct, just specify union. In the place of struct, specify union. Okay, so మీరు వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ సేమ్ తీసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే సేమ్ తీసుకోండి, లేదు డిఫరెంట్ గా తీసుకోవాలి అని అనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ టేక్ డిఫరెంట్ వేరియబుల్స్. Okay, here also in the place of struct, just specify union. The remaining everything will be same. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, so try to write the program for structure and union, and try to, today only you have heard this class, so open ELAB and try to execute the program in ELAB. Okay, any 30 programs ఉంటాయి. Everything is simple ma, ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది. సో 30 programs at a time చేయండి. ఓకేనా? ట్రై టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ మినిమం 10 to 15 programs. ఒకవేళ సెకండ్ స్టూడెంట్ ఉంది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఏం రాయాలి? హియర్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ అనదర్ S2, ఇక్కడ S1 కామా S2 S3 లైక్ దట్, ఎంత స్పెసిఫై చేస్తే అన్ని. ఓకేనా? తీసుకొని ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ స్కాన్ఎఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తూ వెళ్ళాలి. ఓకే, this is about the structure and union. Okay, and this is the last concept of our CTE subject. Okay, so by this we have completed our CTPST syllabus as well as CTE syllabus. Okay, the only thing that you all need to do is you need to prepare well. Practice more programs. When you are practicing more programs, you will be getting grip on that particular concept so that you can execute how many programs you want. So try to practice all the ELAB programs and try to execute the programs in online compiler. Okay, all lab manuals, okay, all example programs I have given for you all. Okay, and I have uploaded in the Teams as well as I have shared in the Google Classroom also. Okay, go through that particular concept, and if you are having any doubts, okay, please you can call me or you can message me so that I can reply you and I can clarify your doubts. Okay, and today is the last day for submitting your assignment. So all of you, please upload your assignments in Teams as well as in Google Classroom. Okay, and on each paper you need to write your complete name, roll number, section and class. Branch and section. Okay, need the A4 size lo 4 size border need the entered the quiz. Okay, now same flow objective. Second with objective I have conducted. Okay, today till evening you are having time, so prepare well. Okay, and attempt that particular objective exam. Okay, anyone is having or anyone are having any doubt, please let me know, ma'am. You can unmute yourself and you can ask me the questions. Is it clear for you all? Yes, ma'am. Respond, ma'am, whether you all are here or not. Anyone is having any doubt? So no one is responding this. So I hope you are not having any doubts. Okay, so prepare well. Okay, attempt all the questions. Only 10 questions I have given. Okay, and submit your assignment by the end of the day. Okay, uploading things. Okay, thank you all guys. Dinesh, are you here?